YouTubers, Mike Martin's here. Mike Martin's channel. Half of British Columbians will need a pay raise to help pay off their debt. And I'm reading this for a tiny reason. And I'll get to the reason why. I'll show you. It's actually pretty interesting. Half of British Columbians say they'll need a big pay raise in order to live debt-free. According to new Ipsos survey, 50% of British Columbians with the consumer debt say they'll need a significant increase in their household income before they could pay off their debt. On average, respondents felt that they needed 35% increase to pay to live debt-free, to pay it and live debt-free. So here, 35%. 35 to 40% is the magic number of pay and increase by the average household income. 35% increase is what they need basically to afford to get into the housing market. That's kind of weird. 35 to 40 points. So if you do the math, that's scary because that's how much they want more. That's how much you need to get into the housing market on average household income. That's crazy. So it's almost like, yeah, so they're living out of their means is what people are doing, and that's what's happening right now. It used to be when people would save for big purchases and have some money tucked away for emergencies, said Grant Bizian, president of the Canadian insolvency firm M&P Lots, which commissioned the survey. Now, Canadians look straight to HELOC, home equity, a line of credit, or credit cards, or other forms of debt when it comes to paying for unexpected car repairs, home maintenance, and even basic household expenses. So whatever happened to layaway people? Remember when you bought your fiancé an engagement ring, you'd save for 6 months or 8 months? No, everyone runs to the credit cards now, or their lines of credit, or whatever they have. Now, of those non-mortgage debt, about 45% own up to blame themselves for the financial predicament. About 18%, however, blame others, while 12% blame their spouses, and 7% blame the government and taxation. Yeah, taxation is high. It is very high, and I don't blame people for actually voicing that problem. For those who are struggling financially or who qualify for bankruptcy, respondents said that they would need 49% increase in household income to get their finances in order to clear their debts. 49%! Bizian also noted that being approved for the loan isn't necessarily a good thing, especially when they already saddled with debt. They just keep adding on debt, unsecured debts. A lot of people keep adding those unsecured debt, payday loans, finance companies that, hey, we did the financing for your couch. We're calling you to let you know we got you pre-approved for 10 grand. Come pick it up at 30% a year. Lenders are telling you how much you could likely borrow, not necessarily how much you are comfortably afford. It's important to assess your overall financial situation carefully before taking on more debt, and if in doubt, speak to a professional. Compared to the rest of Canada, however, British Columbians were less likely to need a pay raise in order to pay off debts. Some 69% of Albertans say they need a pay increase of 21% or more in order to clear their debts, while 62% of Atlantic Canada, 59% of Saskatchewan and Manitoba, and 55% of Ontario said the same. Women were also twice likely as men to blame their spouse for taking on consumer debt, while Albertans were more likely than residents of other provinces to blame the government for debt. The survey was conducted between March 12 and 16 by Ipsos on behalf of the M&P Lot. The survey covered a sample of 2,001 Canadians from Ipsos panel, with results accurate within plus to negative 2.5 percentage points, 19 times out of 20. So it's not that bad. It's accurate. It kind of gives you a financial map of where people are sitting. And it's kind of funny because 30 to 40% increase in pay is usually what people need to get their foot in the door to buy their first home. So a lot of people that did buy their first home that couldn't afford it need that 30% to make up because they're out of whack. Their total debt service ratio, it's just not fitting. It fits on the financial part, but comfort doesn't work. And electricity bills, all that stuff, and cell phone bills, and the Mickey Mouse stuff that you end up spending money on that you shouldn't. Let's face it, guys, we're a consumer culture. We consume. That's all we're about is consummation. You know, consumerism, you know. People become millionaires and billionaires by selling things to you. And that's just how we're programmed and wired for. We need a new cell phone every 2 years. We need we need a new car instead of buying an older car for $800, and you can most likely sell it down the road for $800 back in 2 years. People don't look at those kind of things. Anyways, guys, let me know what you think in the comments below. I would like to know how much of an increase of a raise do you need to clear your debt problem? How much more do you need? 10, 20, 30% increase in pay? Or how much more do you need to be able to afford to get into the housing and condo market? Comment below. I'd like to know. Thanks for watching, guys.